Hello YouTube, today's topic is going to be control. Below you can see some of the most powerful control cards in the game. First there's Thunder King. This card will stop your opponent from adding cards to their hand, not during the draw phase, that isn't specifically by drawing them. It will also stop special summons. Psi-blocker, on the other hand, can stop any opponent's card you want as long as you declare it during your turn. And Fossil takes care of the pesky special summon monsters in any way you want to. These cards are very important to the game because they stop the rampant spam of special summon monsters and effect monsters effects that your opponents may have. This is often the case in such of the meta decks such as Lightsworn and Agents. I view, especially Lightsworns, to be very luck sacky, and often these decks I think are very easy to play because many people that do play them play the same two combos. You can play these decks very effectively and differently, but people often choose not to. Everybody's seen people go from Venus to Shine Ball, Gachi. It gets boring. That is why I like to play archetypes such as GBs and Naturias. GBs will destroy often many cards, especially with this card, Geyseris. He's very easy to get into and can often go into him every turn. He will destroy 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field. Then there's Bamboo Shoot. This card in Maturia stops any spells and traps your opponents may have. When tying this with other plant cards such as Cactus Bouncer, your opponent's locked down often for the game and will have very little options. I love Naturias. In my channel, you'll be able to find a link to my Naturia deck profile, and hopefully soon there will be a GB deck profile. Now there are many options for control decks. My personal favorites are Crusher Control, which, with all the dark support out there, is very easy to build a deck around. You can build it off zombies and then tie it with cards such as Dark-Armed Dragon to easily get rid of your opponent's monsters, because as this card's on the field, and since it has 2,000 defense, you need to keep him on the field, especially in the first turn set, you can use this card to destroy any card your opponent has when you summon another Dark Monster. I believe this is the only normal summoning though. Then, with very much less support, there are Ice Barriers. These guys have significantly less possibilities right now, but often these cards are able to lock down your opponent from attacking you, and with all their amazing synchros out there, such as Brinac, Trishula, and even Gungnir, these cards can do a lot for you, and I think someone could create a deck around these guys. If anybody has a link to a good Ice Barrier deck, I would like to see it, because I haven't seen these guys ever played in a tournament, and I'd like to see a good deck built. Next, with all the ritual support coming out with Gishki, I think somebody could build a great deck around Relinquished. This card is amazing. This card will take control of your opponent's boss monster, carrying that from your opponent's side of the field, and if he's to be destroyed, you can remove it from this card to save Relinquish. He's a 1-star ritual monster, and you can use tokens to ritual summon him, such as scapegoat tokens. There's many possibilities with this card, especially with the Jins, and staple ritual cards such as Manju. Next, Herald. This is the types of fairies that people don't play anymore. There are many possibilities with cards such as Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen, to summon big boss monsters like Christia or Athena. You can use his ritual spell card, which is very good at keeps you having a hand, to summon him, and your opponent cannot activate effect monster effects, spells, or traps as long as you can ditch a fairy each time. It's a very great card, and with a 2800 defense, I think it should be played more often. Now the main topic of today is this guy right here. I've never played this card, but just by reading the effect, as a 2700 meter, and its ability to stop your opponent from using traps or effect monster effects, it's amazing. To summon this card, which many people do know, all you have to do is get rid of a wind and dark attribute monster in your graveyard or hand. That makes this card super easy to get out, because there is so much support for the dark archetype, and then there are increasingly more for the wind archetype. First, there are cards such as Reborn Tengu. Everybody splashes this card into their deck. It's a great card, it's a wind attribute, and it gives you field presence all the time. It's very good to go into any time you want to, and I think this card should be play it always. Other win help could be from Miss Valley. They have some good tuners. You can use cards such as Summoner Monk, which also fills up your graveyard very fast for Dark Simorg plays to help you out, and summon cards such as Miss Valley Falcon or Miss Valley Soldier, and sink into cards such as Stardust Dragon, or even XYZ summon into cards such as Utopia so you can stop attacks for a few turns. Since you are so easily able to dump cards into your graveyard now, this card should be played more often. I would love to see somebody build a deck around this, and if no one does, I'm thinking about building one and posting it on this channel. Feel free to comment and subscribe. I would like to see someone comment in the section below to see and make a comment on whether or not they want to see another archetype. I've shown my Naturia deck profile. If anybody would like to see a different deck profile, just PM me or write it down below. I will listen to my viewers. Thank you. Play this card.